Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. WWE superstar Seth Rollins recently provided an update on his wife, Becky Lynch. The visionary spoke about the man's ongoing projects, pointing out that she is not on hiatus from the Stamford-based company. Lynch spent over a decade as an active competitor in WWE. However, she reportedly left the promotion last June following the expiry of her contract. After she appeared in Netflix's teaser for Monday Night Raw, rumors indicated that the former Women's World Champion had re-signed with the global juggernaut. According to a recent report from Fightful Select, the 37-year-old had agreed on new contract terms with the promotion's officials. In a recent interview with Chris Van Vliet on Insight, Rollins spoke about his wife's projects during her time away from WWE. Meanwhile, he clarified that Lynch had not been on hiatus or taking a break. Instead, she had been working hard for the past 6 months. Becky Lynch was rumored to return on Raw's debut episode on Netflix. However, that did not happen. Another rumor later suggested that The Undertaker had taken the man's spot on the show, where he appeared to celebrate with Rhea Ripley after the latter dethroned Liv Morgan as the Women's World Champion. On a recent edition of Live Q&A on Backstage Pass, WrestleVotes addressed the above-mentioned rumor about the Phenomenon the Man. It will be interesting to see whether Becky Lynch will return to WWE television before Royal Rumble 2025. WWE fans are accustomed to seeing power couples in the industry, but when it comes to Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch, their partnership both inside and outside the ring has become one of the most beloved in wrestling history. For years, the two have been top stars in WWE, with Rollins having a successful career as one of the company's top performers and Lynch making waves as the self-proclaimed man, and one of the most popular female wrestlers of all time. However, there have been questions swirling around about Becky Lynch's status with WWE in recent months. Fans have been wondering if she is on a hiatus from the company due to her more sporadic appearances, and speculation about her future in the company has intensified. But in a recent interview, Seth Rollins himself addressed these concerns head-on, giving fans a much-needed update on his wife and fellow WWE superstar, Becky Lynch. The question of a hiatus. When Becky Lynch took some time off from WWE after WrestleMania 38 in 2022, it raised eyebrows among fans and analysts alike. Lynch, who had been one of the most dominant forces in WWE for several years, seemed to be stepping away from the spotlight, and fans were left wondering if she would return to her former self or if there was a new chapter in store for big-time Becks. After returning in 2023, Lynch had been much more selective in her appearances, leading to even more speculation. While she wasn't entirely absent from WWE television, she wasn't performing at the level fans had become accustomed to either. This has led many to wonder, was Lynch on a hiatus or just taking a step back from her demanding schedule? Seth Rollins, being not only a husband to Lynch, but also a longtime friend and professional colleague, was the perfect person to clear up the air. In a recent conversation with a major wrestling outlet, Seth gave a huge update on Becky Lynch's status, providing clarity to all those wondering about her future in the company. Seth Rollins sets the record straight. During the interview, Rollins spoke candidly about his wife's recent WWE activities and clarified the misconceptions surrounding her hiatus. One of the first things Rollins emphasized was that Becky Lynch is not on a hiatus from WWE. In fact, he said that the idea of her being on a break is entirely inaccurate, and the notion had been blown out of proportion. Rollins explained that Lynch had taken time off in 2022 to focus on family and her personal life. Their daughter, Rue, was born in December 2020, and like any working mother, Lynch wanted to prioritize her role as a mom while also continuing her career. Rollins himself has mentioned in several interviews how much the birth of their daughter had affected both of them and how important it was for Lynch to find balance between family and her wrestling career. I think a lot of people took her absence after WrestleMania 38 as a sign of her stepping away from the business, but that's just not the case, Rollins stated. Becky is still as passionate as ever about her career. She just made the decision to take some time off to focus on being a mother and recharging. When you're the top of the division like Becky was, the grind can get exhausting, so I totally understand her wanting to step back for a bit. Rollins added that it was always the plan for Lynch to return when she was ready, and that she's been keeping her mind sharp by staying in touch with WWE and the product, even if she wasn't making weekly TV appearances. Her absence, as Rollins pointed out, wasn't a full-on departure, but a conscious decision to avoid burnout. People need to understand that Becky is still fully committed to WWE, but like anyone, she needs time to breathe, to reset, and to refocus, Rollins said. She's not on hiatus, she's just been living her life and focusing on herself and her family. She's always going to be a huge part of this company. Becky Lynch's return to WWE. Rollins continued to explain that Becky Lynch's return to WWE in 2023 wasn't about her coming back from a hiatus, rather it was about her finding her rhythm again. After WrestleMania 38, Lynch wasn't immediately thrown into the spotlight, but instead took time to carefully craft her next move within WWE. This period of recalibration allowed her to come back at a time that made sense, without forcing herself into an uncomfortable position. Becky didn't disappear, Rollins continued. She didn't vanish off the face of the earth, she was just living her life, figuring out what makes her happy, and she came back when she was ready and when she knew she could give her all. That's the most important thing. It's not about taking time off indefinitely, it's about giving yourself permission to step back and reassess. Lynch's more recent appearances have seen her reintroducing herself to the audience in a more subdued manner. She has been building her presence back up, reasserting her position in the women's division. Fans have witnessed her evolving character, from the dominant force she was in 2019 to her more calculated and savvy portrayal of herself in recent months. Rollins also highlighted that, while Lynch has appeared less frequently on TV, she remains an integral part of WWE's plans moving forward. Rollins further clarified that WWE management is aware of Lynch's value to the company, and there's no reason to believe she is leaving anytime soon. The company knows what they have in Becky Lynch, Rollins stated confidently. She's one of the best to ever do it, and when she is ready to step into a major role again, they will be ready to support her. Right now she's just finding that balance. Becky Lynch's personal growth. One of the most important aspects of Rollins' message was his acknowledgement of how much Becky Lynch has grown personally over the last few years. She's not just a superstar, she's a wife, a mother, and a woman who has worked hard to redefine herself both inside and outside the wrestling ring. Rollins was quick to emphasize that while wrestling is a huge part of who Becky is, it is not the only part. Becky has always been very committed to her career, but over the last few years, she's also become very committed to herself, Rollins explained. She's grown as a person, she's a mother now, and that has given her a new perspective on things. She doesn't have to be in WWE 100% of the time to be happy, and that's an important thing for people to understand. While Rollins' comments may help clarify that Becky Lynch is not on a hiatus, it also highlights that her time away wasn't about avoiding the business or running from the spotlight. Instead, it was about a healthier balance between work and personal life, a concept that many wrestlers, especially those with families, are increasingly prioritizing. She's really found a good place in her life now, Rollins added. And that's why it's so important for her to take her time. She's always loved the fans, and she knows they support her, but she's also realized that she needs to take care of herself first, and that's something I can completely understand. Future plans for Becky Lynch. With Rollins making it clear that Becky Lynch is not on hiatus, the natural follow-up question is, what's next for her in WWE? Although Rollins didn't dive into specific details about Lynch's immediate plans, he hinted that big things are on the horizon for his wife. Becky is always thinking ahead, he said. Whether it's working with the current roster or taking on new challenges, she's always got something up her sleeve. WWE fans can expect to see Becky continue to evolve. She's not done by any means. Many fans have speculated that Lynch may eventually move into a leadership role within WWE, especially given her experience and ability to connect with the audience. Her influence on WWE's women's division is undeniable, and there are even rumors of a future faction or partnership with younger stars. Much like Rollins' own leadership of the Judgment Day, however, Rollins was careful not to overpromise, acknowledging that Lynch's next move would be entirely up to her. "I think Becky has earned the right to dictate what she wants to do in this business," Rollins said. "She's not going to be forced into anything. She's going to do what makes sense for her and for her legacy." Conclusion. Seth Rollins' update on Becky Lynch has undoubtedly put to rest any misconceptions about her being on a hiatus from WWE. Instead of being on a permanent break, Lynch has simply taken the necessary time to recharge and refocus. This period of balance has allowed her to find her rhythm again, and fans can look forward to her return in full force when the time is right. For now, it's clear that Becky Lynch remains as committed to WWE as ever, though her priority may lie in her personal life for the time being. Whether she is gearing up for a huge return or simply taking things slow, one thing is certain: Becky Lynch's legacy in WWE is far from over. Fans can rest easy knowing that the future holds even more greatness for one of WWE's most beloved superstars. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our WWE official YouTube channel for more update news.